from a minor error. The little clip of music leading into this video and then the little thing that I played as well once it started should hopefully give you a little bit of an example of sweep picking and some of the things it's sort of capable of once you get it kind of going on. For me, sweep picking, I just have this like love-hate relationship with it. It doesn't really come naturally for me. Some things do, and this is one of the things that definitely doesn't, so I have to work really hard at it. I think what I'm going to focus on today is mostly on real-world applications of it and stuff that you're going to run into. A lot of times with sweep picking, I think I've seen examples where it seems like the example is not very musical in that you're sort of sweeping across 4 strings or 3 strings or whatever it is, and maybe it's not even put to an arpeggio. One of my favorite guitar players, John Petrucci, I think the first time I was introduced to the whole concept, that's like what his video was, which was great, but it just wasn't very musical, and once I started trying to apply it to, playing arpeggios, it doesn't really work out so nice and neat where you're going to sweep down 4 strings and back 4 strings. There's going to be like a little hammer-on and an alternate pick kind of in there to make the trick work. So the arpeggios that I played in both examples from my band song Blood Money and the little thing that I just kind of slapped together are sort of Yngwie Malmsteen style arpeggios, and we're going to focus really on just the three string arpeggios for now. This is like a basic intro to sweeping sort of thing to help people get get it under your fingers, and then eventually we'll I'll be posting a couple more videos of some of the trickier things that I at least try to do with my band's music. So I'm just gonna switch the camera again and start talking about how we're gonna do this. Alright, so let's dig into it. So what is sweep picking? Sweep picking is basically the sort of opposite of alternate picking. So with alternate picking, you're trying to pick down, up, down, up, down, up, just over and over again. There's different versions of that too, but for the most part that's an oversimplification of it. Sweep picking is trying to take advantage of just the way the guitar is laid out physically as an instrument. The thing with sweep picking is that it rarely works out to be quite so nice and neat where you just sweep cross 4, back 4, whatever it is. A lot of times we're going to be sort of combining and mixing matching techniques. We're going to have a pull-off followed by an alternate pick, then followed by the sweep. Like I said, we're going to focus mostly on really just only on the little guys, on just the 3-string ones. And eventually I'll repost another video that'll get into the bigger ones. More strings, it's harder, we'll start simpler. I'm starting with a B minor arpeggio, and the frets are going to be 14 and 10 on the first string, 12 on the second, and 11 on the third. The way that we're going to do that is I'm going to pick with a down and do a pull-off from that 14 to 10. Then I'm going to grab 12 with my middle finger, and that'll be picked with an up, and then we finally hit the sweep. So you're going to go down, down, down. So down on 11, down on 12, down on 10. Now, with it cycling, it's gonna. I said I was starting with a down, but when it cycles, it'll turn into an up when you hit that 14th fret on the first string again. I always start with a down because I feel more comfortable. Some guys don't. It's up to you. Just kind of experiment. There's not necessarily a right or a wrong with that. You could just go up, up, or the way I do it, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Now, I should have a metronome out right now to really illustrate locking in the rhythm, but we're playing triplets right now. We're trying to keep them all even. We're not trying to play a different rhythm of the notes. They should all be the same note value, rhythmically speaking. So try to not rush the pull-off or rush the sweep. It's easy for it to be or we want it to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's basically the idea. You can grab your guitar and just kind of go for the glory, but realistically, this is one of those things that only sounds cool if it's played cleanly. And if it's sloppy, then it's a little, kind of lame, I guess. So, there's a couple different ways. You could throw on a metronome, maybe start at like 60, 80 BPM and slowly speed it up to, around 100 would be fairly quick, and $1.20 would be, if you're doing 6 tuplets, would be pretty fast. Or another way of doing it, or is you could just kind of speed it up, kind of rev it up a little bit. So speaking of it being a little sloppy, let's go over a couple other inversions of B minor while we'll at it. B minor that we're playing right here, which we already talked about. We got another one down a couple frets, so 10th fret is a D note. You're going to play in the exact same way, picking-wise, which is what makes it kind of cool with these sort of Yngwie Malmsteen small little 3-string guys. So you got 10th fret, 7, 7, 7. Do that with a little kind of finger roll. I put a lot of palm mute on there to help give the notes definition. And back to the other one. And then we got one more that would be up here. You grab 19 to 14, and then we got 15, 16, so kind of diagonal across those strings. And what's cool is to link them, so I'll try to play it clean. Yeah. There we go, a little bit better. A little bit better. There's obviously other ways that you can use this kind of thing. A cool way, something that I like to do is like play a run into it. Another little chunk of one of my solos in my band's music. So, you know, I'm just playing a little 16th note run into it. You can also use it in the middle of a musical idea, something like sorry. So, hopefully that gives you a good kind of Kickstarter for what this sort of thing is all about. Remember to take it slow and try to build it up. Work on those inversions. And then try to move them around. If you're having trouble moving them around, work on memorizing and knowing the note names on the fingerboard. I mean, I think that's huge. All of my private students that I teach, that's something I make them all do, at least on the low strings. And ideally, really should be everywhere. You know, shouldn't be that big of a deal, but for whatever reason, it always is. I know it was for me as a kid. Oh, so we did minor. We could also do major real quick. If you change the D to a D sharp, you got major. What am I doing? You know, like I said, don't be afraid to move them around. Try some different chord progressions, and good luck. Don't forget to check out my band's music too if you like what I'm doing here and what you heard on the clip, kind of in and out. Our website's aminorair.com, and our other guitar player Pete's Nasty. Lucky to have him in the band. You know, check out his videos. He's gonna be posting some stuff of you know, how he approaches playing. Bye.